Abstract 6 Supply of Supply Voice Organization. TV Networks Project in the National Census. 60 of voters reject the offer refusal to be seen as a mishap for the agreement. Sydney, October 14. Australia on Saturday. A great regression of country's first peoples reconcile efforts to recognize proposal recognize Indigenous people in constitution decisively rejected. In Australian referendum, yes or no vote was forced to vote on question whether Achorijin and Torres Strait Island will change. People of Achorijin and Torres Strait Island with creation an Indigenous counselling body. Throughout the country, almost 70 of the votes were counted. No votes yes 60 to 40. Avustraly publisher ABC and other TV networks predicted that most voters in 6 states of Australia will vote against the change 122-year-old constitution. A successful referendum requires at least 4 out of 6 people to vote for the national majority. Prime Minister Anthony acknowledged that this was not the result he hoped, but the country should seek a new way to reconcile. At a press conference on television, Albania, our country's reconciliation path was often difficult, said. Academics and human rights defenders are afraid of the gains of the number camp. The sound made to Parliament was proposed in statement made by Uluru. 2017 certificate prepared by local leaders who created roadmap for wider Australia. The domestic citizens of Australia, which constitute 3.8% of country's 26 million population, have lived land for about 60,000 years. But it is not mentioned in constitution and most disadvantaged people country with socio-economic measure. The supporters of proposal believed that establishment of an Indigenous voice in constitution would unite Australia and enter a new age with Indigenous people. Many domestic people supported the change, but some said that it distracts it for achieving practical and positive results. Political opposition criticized the measure by saying that it was divisive, it would be ineffective and the government would slow down decision-making. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese and native Australian Minister Linda Burney left after a statement about outcome of the sound referendum at Parliament House in Canberra on 14 October 2023. The local leader and leading Yes campaignist Thomas Mayo said in ABC News, "I was destroyed. Decline for Albanian. It is difficult for referendums to pass Australia, and since establishment of country in 1901, only 44 of them are successful. This is first referendum Australia because voters rejected proposal to be a republic almost quarterly ago. In 1967, a referendum to count the Indigenous people as part of the Australian population was a success, echoed with two-party political support. However, this year's referendum did not receive united support by campaigning for leaders of the major conservative parties for number vote. In Australia, the referendum was not passed without two-party support. Politic.